For today's art activity, we are going to be making trees covered in patterns. I'm going to start by putting a horizontal straight line across the bottom of my paper. Then I'm going to use vertical lines to draw the tree trunks. Somewhere in that vertical line, you are going to leave a little space. On this side, I'm going to draw another vertical line, but I'm going to leave my space in a different spot. Those spaces are for the tree branches. Now this tree branch is just going to stick off to the side, but I'm going to wait on that other one until I have the next tree drawn in my picture. I'm going to draw my vertical lines 2 at a time so I have both sides of my tree trunk. Then I can go back and draw those diagonal lines pointing up so that way I can make the branches for my tree. I am going to draw another set of vertical lines with a space in them, and then I can add the diagonal lines pointing up for the tree branches. I have space for one more tree. I'm going to bring that line down, leave a space, and then I'm going to do another line right next to it with a space in it. Draw those diagonal lines up for your tree branches. That's looking great. Now I'm going to add patterns inside of all of my trees. On this one, I'm going to do polka dots. You could do stripes, zigzags, or curvy lines, or other types of shapes for making your patterns. Once all my patterns are drawn on my picture, I'm going to go back in with some crayons and color in my patterns. I'm going to think about fun colors that I can use for my patterns. Try to pick 2 or 3 colors that you can use for coloring in your patterns on your picture. Don't forget to color around your pattern as well. Make sure all the tree trunks get colored in. Now for the background, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint diagonal stripes for the ground with yellow and green paint. Now you can paint your ground and your sky however you choose, but make sure you're painting it with a pattern. Sometimes paint can be tricky to draw with, so I'm just sticking to either straight lines that are diagonal or horizontal or even vertical for my paint lines. So I'm going to paint in 2 different colors for the ground. If the colors touch and mix a little bit, that will look wonderful. So don't worry if the colors mix a little bit on your paper. After you are done painting the ground, I am going to paint the sky. I am going to make a pattern of stripes. I'm going to do blue, and then I'm going to do purple. So I'm going to paint all the blue stripes, leaving a space in between for where the purple is going to go on my picture. Now, the sky is behind the trees. That means they're overlapping. Overlapping is when one thing is in the front and something else is in the back. So my trees are in the front and my sky is in the back. And I'm going to make sure I paint all the way down to where the ground is. In any work of art, the sky always comes down and touches the ground. Make sure your sky comes all the way down and touches the ground. Take your time and paint carefully and neatly. Try to always paint in the same direction. If you miss a spot, you can always go back in later and paint it. But remember to only paint a space 1 or 2 times. If you paint the paper too many times, your paper might just fall apart. So now I'm going to go back in with my purple and finish painting my stripes. These stripes are going side to side. That means they're horizontal. Horizontal lines go side to side. Vertical lines go up and down like the ones we made for our trees, and diagonal lines are kind of slanted or angled like the ones for the tree branch and the ones we used for painting the ground. Once you are done painting your background, Go ahead, check to make sure you didn't miss anything, clean up your materials, and you are all finished with your patterned tree design.